Welcome. So children today are often shocked when they find out that their parents used to play video games. Why exactly would they have stopped? And for many, the answer is life, but more specifically, parent life. You see, new parents in the 90s grew up with arcade games and the NES. Parents in the 2000s, the Super Nintendo and the Sega Genesis. Parents of the 2010s, the N64 and the PlayStation. And new parents today, PS2 and the original Xbox. But as you'll notice, all of these examples are today's parents reflecting on their childhood. But why do they grow out of it? Are video games destined to join the likes of comic books and cartoons and toys and Lunchables? Because if so, that's a shame. But why exactly is there a stigma against adults who still play video games? That they're too old for games? Thinking of your niece's unemployed boyfriend who sits around all day. Maybe your coworker's 30-year-old son living in her basement with a Cheeto-stained keyboard. Why do we never think about the responsible adults? You know, the ones with careers and families. Or girls. Girls like video games too. I know, I have a few of them in my household.
Right now, I need my juice box. Right, get off of the counter. Yeah, juice box. I got a juice box. I got a juice box. Get in the playpen. Get in the playpen. You know what? Get in the playpen. Oh, okay, fine. Get in the.
But as kids grow into adults, they typically leave video games in their childhood. But why? Now, you may have some guesses, and you're probably right. But is that the whole story? Let's look into some of the reasons, starting with time. Now let's be honest, children can be absolute attention hogs.
Dad. Hey Dad, I need you.
Dad, my iPad won't turn on. Never mind.
Hold on. Now, when you have just one small child, such as an infant or a newborn, there's still some time for a little bit of free time. I think that's primarily because when you put them somewhere, they stay there. But once they become mobile, it's a whole different world.
What's that up there? What's that up there?
Because now you don't need just time, you need focused time. If you're like me and enjoying story-rich games, you may not want to play it if there's going to be a high chance of interruptions. And if you're an online gamer, you can't pause those. You ever tried to explain that to a parent? Not to mention all the additional time that you have to spend on all the new responsibilities that come with parenthood. Which brings us to our second reason, priority. Even an irresponsible idiot could tell you that taking care of a small human takes priority over leveling up in a video game. So the question here is, can you do both? The answer is yes. Yes, you can. But you might have to adjust just how you play. So let's chart this out. Let's say A equals family, B equals gaming. We've already established that kids should take priority over gaming, so we'll rule out the unacceptable scenarios. B plus A, where gaming takes priority over family, and the worst scenario of all, B plus B, where a parent completely forsakes their parental duties. If this is you, get better. I believe in you. As for the other balances, A and B as an equal priority. This probably is not the best idea. Your family should always take priority. Then you have A plus B. Family takes the priority here, but you still make a little time to enjoy games. Then you have A plus A. This is where most people land, sacrificing their own hobbies, such as gaming, altogether. And you'd be surprised how much of your hobbies that your kids would enjoy with you as they grow. But if you do share the hobby, you're probably going to want to make sure that it's age appropriate. Choosing games that are appropriate if a child were to walk in and get a glimpse of it needs to be taken into consideration, especially if you're playing on the main television during waking hours. Gory and gruesome scenes like you would see in Resident Evil or adult content that you might see in Grand Theft Auto probably needs to wait till the kiddos are down for bed. Probably also don't want your toddler learning profane language from overhearing a gaming session. Mommy words are M for mature, not E for everyone. E is for everyone.
I thought it meant explicit.
Well, in video games, E means everyone. This will vary by family. I personally find it quite odd that Arkham Knight has the same ESRB rating as Saints Row. That just doesn't seem right. As kids get older, their bedtimes get later, so you may end up sticking to T-rated games and save the mommy word games for when the kids are hanging out with friends or out of the house. Now, as the kids do get older, they're probably going to want to play as well, and pretending to be player 2 on a single-player game doesn't last very long. Have any of you ever done this to someone? Maybe your own child or a younger sibling? Let me know down in the comments. And if you're enjoying the video, the subscribe button down there as well. Just saying. But when it is time to share the gaming experience with the upcoming generation, there's a few things you have to consider there as well. Like having a singular console or gaming PC. Would you take turns like the original Super Mario Brothers on NES? Or maybe you have a game that has local multiplayer. But have you ever tried playing a versus game with a toddler? Or even worse, a co-op game? You might as well just pick them up and carry them to the finish line. But games are getting away from the local multiplayer to more of an online multiplayer. And this shift means you would have to purchase multiple copies of the same game, as well as multiple systems to play them on. And that comes at a great cost. Trust me, I know. During the pandemic Animal Crossing craze, I ended up with 5 separate Nintendo Switches. 5! And all 3 of my kids prefer to play with keyboard and mouse, which throws the cost even way higher because they have to have a PC to play that on. And we haven't even mentioned the in-game customization costs. Blast you Fortnite and Roblox with your V-Bucks and Robux. Lastly, if you completely step away from gaming for a period of time, it's very likely things will change drastically before you go back. Controls change over time, so if you step away from one generation of console, you're probably okay. But if you miss 2 or 3, it's gonna be a difficult adjustment. I mean, imagine going from the D-pad on the SNES or Sega Genesis and then coming back to dual analog and motion controls. That cannot be an easy adjustment. Or going from keybinds like this to keybinds like this. You can also fall behind within a series that you love. I'll use myself as an example here. I loved the Resident Evil series growing up, and I played through to 4, and then I missed 5 through 7 with some of the spin-off games. And when I was ready to go back to it, did I start at 8 or 5 where I left off? Nope, neither. I played the remake of 2, something that was familiar to me, staring over my shoulder the entire time. I was more scared that a child would walk in while I'm playing some gruesome scene than I was of the actual game itself. So, if you fall into the category of someone who likes video games, I would encourage you to keep playing games, even if you become a parent. If you are already a parent and you have kids that like video games, you have a wonderful reason to sit down and play with them. Even if it's not necessarily a game that you would enjoy, I'm looking at you, all the anti-Roblox parents. What, you think I like the game? No, but you know what I do like? I do like playing games with the kids. And you never know, your kids might just grow up cherishing that time that you spent together. And let's be honest, you're the one paying for all of this. Why not enjoy it a little bit for yourself? And for all the kiddos watching this, ask your parents if they used to play video games. Then, ask them to play one with you. I give you full permission to share this video with them. Who knows, it might actually resonate. And if it does, you can start hustling them for games that they would like to play.
Hey Dad, Splatoon 3 is about to come out and I think you'd really like it.
It doesn't have to be parenting versus gaming. Today we seem pretty obsessed with the concept of or, disregarding the and completely. Marvel or DC, PlayStation or Xbox, PC or Mac, donkey or elephant, sp or ts. Yeah, that last one was a bit of a bad pun on people who get carried away harassing fans of other sports teams. So with that bad pun, I think that maybe we have spilled over into a topic for another video entirely. So I do hope that you enjoyed this video. Until next time. All of these exampers, yeah, I said that.